I've been carrying this MacBook Pro 16-inch around with 128 gigs of memory, and this lets me load and run pretty large models on my machine, like this GPT OSS 120B, which is 60 gigabytes. Yeah, all that needs to be loaded into memory in order to run, and more because you need some context. Metalama 70B is 70 gigabytes. Those can all fit, but wait a minute, what's this? Quencorder 480 billion? That's a huge model, and it's 251 gigabytes. Can I add some context? 50,000? Load model? What is your name? Oh my gosh, this is working? My name is Quen. How is this possible? Well, I know I'm being a little dramatic here, but there is a really cool new feature, and LM Studio, the tool that I'm using to run this, is actually not sponsoring this video, but I think this feature is so cool that I had to show you. And in fact, I'm gonna get rid of this machine, not forever, but for now, this is 128 gigabytes. I'm gonna show you what I can do with this machine, which is just a MacBook Air with 16 gigabytes of memory. This is a lot more portable, but how am I gonna run huge models and quickly? After all, I don't wanna have to take this gigantic hardware with me everywhere I go.
Flashback.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
End of Flashback.
Now, normally, I can load this Gemma 3 4 billion parameter model, a pretty small model, write a story, and there it goes. It's working, but look at my memory usage here. 14 gigabytes is being used with everything out of the 16 available. Pretty usable, but this model is not gonna be the best quality that you're gonna get. For example, if I hook it up to VS Code right here, Gemma 3.4b, that's pointing at the local LM Studio instance, and I have it hooked up to the VS Code agent, describe this file, it's gonna take a while because, well, first of all, the hardware is not that powerful. Second of all, yes, I'm serving this from local LM Studio, but there's a lot of prompt processing that has to take place. Look how slow that's going. Yeah, that's in real time. 35, 37%, 39%. That's prompt processing. It's important. The agent has sent the prompt along with this file over to LM Studio to process it. And it's just a lot. Well, Alex, why don't you just use Claude Opus or Sonnet or GPT 5.3? This is how I sound like when I'm, I don't know, somebody else, I guess. A commenter that's not happy. Well, we're talking about running things local. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. It's answering me finally. Okay, let's analyze the file. Blah, blah, blah. It's doing it. It's about time. Why do we care about this? Because we want to be able to run things locally, securely, and privately. Not for everything. I mean, if you're asking for a recipe, who cares? But if you're protecting your code and your company's code, and you don't want that data to end up somewhere on some servers, who knows where, training other people's models, then you use local. I spent a lot of time thinking about chips, performance, and local AI, but none of that matters if the power is the weak link. So this spring, one of the smartest upgrades I can make isn't another computer, it's backup power that I can actually use every day. Jackery plus Mac is the most powerful local AI agent setup, and this is the Jackery Solar Generator 5000 Plus. It gives me serious power without the usual generator downsides. It delivers a whopping 7200 watts with 120 volts and 240 volt support, so it's not just for phone chargers and a lamp. This thing is built for real backup and real projects. I can keep essential gear running, and because it's quiet and indoor safe, it actually fits into the way I work. If power cuts out, I don't want my Mac, monitors, or storage dropping in the middle of something important. With UPS backup support, the whole point is that I keep working without that hard stop. And if I want to build this out further, it's expandable up to 60 kilowatt hours. So this can scale way beyond a basic battery box. Charging is flexible too. I can charge from the wall, I can charge from solar, I can even combine charging methods for faster turnaround. So instead of being an emergency product, this becomes part of a smarter everyday power setup. For me, this is one of those upgrades that makes the whole setup more resilient, not just more powerful. If you want to see what it can do for your space, power your life with the Jackery Solar Generator 5000 Plus. Check out the link in the description for more and live life uninterrupted. Ready? Ready? Here we go. This is the new feature. In LM Studio 4.5 and higher, I'm going to go to LM Link and log in. Yes, it is a login, but this is just to keep track of your machines because LM Studio now uses Tailscale behind the scenes to keep your connection easy and secure. You don't need to worry about any of what I just said. Don't worry about it. For those of you that are familiar with Tailscale, you know that it's going to be a secure connection. You might even have used this setup before, but it's a pain to set up yourself. Whereas here, you're just pressing a couple of buttons and yeah, just like that. I logged in to my account and now I have access to these models that I am running myself locally. So for example, my Mac Studio 1, it's actually not this one. This one's I'm using as a prop. It's that one. That one is running LM Studio and it's got 512 gigs of memory. I have a bunch of models on there and one of them is the Quencoder 480B. So all I need to do is go to my chat window and select that one. New chat, write a story, boom. I know you all love that prompt, but look, it's writing the story. It's doing it on a 480 billion parameter model, and my local 16 gigabytes of memory wouldn't have been able to do that, obviously. This is with 50,000 context window. 26 tokens per second, not bad, but we can also go a little bit faster. This is an RTX Pro 6000. It only has 96 gigabytes of VRAM compared to the max 512, but still, 96 is pretty decent. Oh, look at this. I have Qwen 3 Next 80 billion, which is 45 gigabytes. GPU offload, 100%, 48 layers. I can give it a little bit more context, like, let's go with 50,000, load model. All right, this is gonna be sick. Check this out. Write a story. Now, I'm having it write a story, but this is a really good coding model too. The Qwen series of coder models, really good. Look how fast that's going. 152 tokens per second on an 80 billion parameter model. And that's running on this machine. Now I can hook it up to VS Code and have some serious firepower when I'm on the go. All I gotta do is just select my model now. Qwen 3 Next 80B, analyze this file as an example. Ooh, I'm hearing this thing spinning up a little bit higher. And there it is. It's already printing it. The prompt processing on an NVIDIA RTX Pro card is insanely fast. Everything is fast on that card. So you saw how quick it just spit out that information, and it's higher quality now because it's a larger model. It's faster, and I'm doing it here because LM Studio just exposes this as a server that I can connect to from VS Code. Now, some of you are gonna say, ooh, Alex, you can just set that up directly from VS Code. Of course. You could. You could open up firewall rules. You can set up your own Tailscale. You can do port forwarding to the IP address of this thing on your router at home. And then, yeah, you can do all that. But in LM Studio, everything is done for you and it's easy. And it's all about saving time, which is why I really enjoy this. You know what else is really cool? If I already have these models loaded on the different machines, there is zero waiting time between switching models. So now I'm Qwen Next 80B. I can just switch over to Quencoder 480B. Hi, boom. And just like that, I'm using the new model. They're all now available to me all at the same time, and I've just set up another one. I'm now running full Kimi K2.5, a model that needs over 1 terabyte of memory. Thanks to Cirruscale, who let me borrow this beefy NVIDIA HGX B200 server where I'm hosting LM Studio's headless LLMster service. Yeah, that's 8 B200s, and that whole model fits in VRAM. I can run huge models like this privately and totally securely, whether I'm doing chat or as a coding assistant. Now, you probably won't be running LM Studio on a $500,000 server. You'll most likely be doing professional scenarios like using VLLM, but it's just so satisfying seeing it easily munch through that task. Thanks for watching the video, and I think you're gonna like this one next. See you next time.